Today we're going to be taking you through the air squat. The air squat is the foundation for all of the squat movements that we do in the gym. First thing I'm going to do is get Rachel, the athlete, to set her feet underneath her shoulders. From there she can put her hands out in front for balance, and then we're going to initiate the movement by getting Rachel to push her bum back until her hips pass the crease of her knees. From there she's going to raise her hips and shoulders until her hips come forward and she's standing tall with her hips and knees locked out. I'll get her to do that facing forward now. So feet under shoulders, bum goes back until her bum passes her knees, and then raising tall. And one more time, side on, arms out in front, hips go back, bum past the knees, and standing tall. You'll notice that her knees were tracking along the line of her toes. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through some of the common faults that you'll see in the air squat. One of the most common faults that we see in the air squat is loss of the neutral spine. So the athlete rolling forward in the shoulders like so. What we're going to do to cue the athlete in this, I'll get Rachel to complete a couple more reps, is to start by focusing on keeping her chest up. Okay? By keeping her chest up, that's going to help that neutral spine. I can also get her to raise her hands, which is going to open up her chest as well and keep that spine neutral. Another common fault is the athlete coming onto their toes during the squat, like so, with the heels raising off. In this situation, I'm going to cue the athlete to exaggerate the weight on the heels, potentially even to lift the big toe, like so. This is going to help the athlete balance out. If that cue is not working, I'll cue the athlete to push their bum back and exaggerate that portion of the movement to help balance their feet. Another common fault that we're going to be addressing today is the athlete not reaching depth, not going low enough, like so. This is very common with new athletes with tight hips or other lower body muscles. So a way that we can cue this and help increase their body awareness is by getting a tactile tool like a medicine ball, placing it underneath their hips, in between their legs, and getting them to go down until they touch their bum lightly on the ball. This allows them to get that better body awareness so that they know where depth is. You could also use stacked plates, which are adjustable, or a box. We often see athletes initiating the squat with the improper line of action, like so, when they go forward through their knees and then their hips shift back when they can no longer go lower. So, first point of action to cue this is having that athlete break at the hip first and push their bum back, and then with the knees. So that stops them initiating with the knees first. So bum back first, then knees. The final common fault that we see in athletes when completing the air squat is their knees collapsing in throughout the squat, like so. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to cue the athlete to keep their knees out. So I'll come down and say knees out. That's going to help get her to think about keeping that knee in line with her toe. Alternatively, I can put some pressure on her knee there and get her to push against my hand. That's going to give her that tactile cue that she needs to push out with her knees to track across her toes. Occasionally, you're going to come across an athlete that has multiple faults with their squat, such as not hitting depth, losing their lumbar spine, and their knees collapsing in. From there, we're going to want to complete squat therapy. Squat therapy is completed out of a squat rack with a stick or a bar at about shoulder height. You can also have your depth marker, which will be the med ball in today's case. So I'm going to get Rachel to set up with her feet shoulder width in the air squat stance. Her hands up, thumbs facing the sky, her eyes following along the line, same line. From there, her first point of movement is bum back, and if I need to, I can put my hand on her knee to get her to apply pressure in order to keep that knee out so she's got that tactile cue. Push against my hand there. That's it. Excellent. It's a great exercise to help her fix multiple cues at once.